Today we're taking a look at HiFiman's HE-560. It's not HiFiman's most expensive model, not by far, but it's certainly not a cheap headphone. It will cost you about $800, $900, about the same amount in euros. So you can also say this is a premium model as well. Now, HiFiman is very much a brand which is new to the market. It's only existing a few years, but it's made a very strong impression on the headphone community with some really strong models. The HE-560 has that same kind of headband construction we also saw in the HE-400i. It's quite comfortable. It consists of two parts, as you can see. It's like a kind of textile piece that fits onto the head and like a metal band which is higher up and which is adjustable. And it works fairly well. It takes a bit of force to change and to move up, but that means that it also doesn't quickly change position. So once you've got a good comfortable position, it will remain like that. So that's still pretty good, although there are better systems around. One of the more striking elements of the HE-560 are these wooden ear cups. As you can see, it's very nice wooden. It's got a very nice pattern. It looks very luxurious, which, considering this is not a cheap headphone, is a good thing. And it gives something special to them. Certainly in the whole HiFiman lineup, these are the first headphones that have a kind of finish that make you think, okay, this is premium. As you can see, the wooden finish is only on the sides. On the front, you've got like a kind of a plastic ring with a plastic grill. Although if you go really close by, the quality isn't really as high as you would expect from a true Summit hi-fi headphone. But it's certainly not bad, considering that, well, strangely enough, in this weird headphone world, about this price point is only mid-range. When we're talking about comfort, well, it is not a very light headphone. It's certainly a lot heavier than a dynamic headphone. I'll talk about that in a minute. But the cushions that HiFiman has supplied are pretty okay. They don't look very high quality on the inside, but they're fairly soft on the outside or on the side. They're made of a kind of leather. The inside is more of a velveteen type of feeling. They're quite thick. They give a pretty good isolation of sound, which is okay, but in the end this is an open headphone, so don't expect too much about that. You will not be using this headphone in a noisy office, for example. It's ready for at home. On the side of the headphone, there's kind of a grill. It's made from, well, it's made of a plastic, which is a pity. It would have been nice to see that being metal, but that might have been bad for resonance. Something which is very interesting is that this headphone is a magnetic planar headphone, just like most of the HiFiman headphones up to now. Now, magnetic planar is all about the type of driver you're using. It's a different type of driver than the usual dynamic driver, which looks a lot like a driver on a loudspeaker. Magnetic planar driver operates on a different principle to a dynamic driver. It consists of a membrane that covers the complete surface, and that membrane contains wires that are conductors. And basically, when you play music, that whole membrane moves instead of, you know, the sound emanating from the center of a dynamic driver. And that certainly has some advantages. For example, in bass reproduction, it really sounds differently. Of course, on the other hand, this construction with all these extra membranes and wires makes magnetic planar drivers more heavy. HiFiman and other brands have been working hard to make magnetic planar drivers lighter, but they still always remain a lot heavier, and which explains why the HE-560 is a heavier headphone. HiFiman has certainly made a big name for itself in terms of quality, and we're talking about sound, but when we're talking about build quality, well, you know, you can discuss about this. This is a premium model, and this grill on one side is loose. Now, you always can have this one-off occurrence of like a fault or a defect, but to be honest, this is about the third HiFiman headphone we've seen in a short time which has exactly the same problem. So for some reason, the quality control is not as good as it should be, even though there was a quality control certificate with this headphone. So should you consider the HE-560 if you're looking for a premium headphone? Well, it certainly looks like a premium headphone, and it sounds like that as well. It's not the most detailed headphone available, but it certainly is a more fun headphone, and it matches most types of music quite well. It's just that quality control a bit, those might be issues for you. So you certainly need to try that headphone. So these are other alternatives, yes, there are, and we'll be looking at some of those very soon. In the meanwhile, I would suggest go out, look for the HiFiman HE-560, try it, and try and get a good deal. If you can find this for a few €100 cheaper or dollars, well, I would consider it.